Hello everyone. I'm pleased to welcome you to ENRich 2020, the 11th edition of our annual Energy and Resources Conclave. Keeping up with the new normal, ENRich is being held virtually this year. The theme for this year is the net zero future. Net zero is a challenging but important goal for countries and for organizations. Over the next 2 days, we plan to cover issues of global relevance around this theme and on the environmental implications of the resources economy. Our high-powered panels and roundtables will feature a host of eminent international speakers from businesses, governments, civil society, and experts from the KPMG member firms across the world. Modern-day technology has been at the core of ENRich. In the digital lounge, you will experience the state-of-the-art technology solutions most relevant for the sector. In addition, there is an engagement zone that features net zero future games, quizzes, and offers an opportunity to network with your peers. We have a leaderboard to help you track your score on engagement across the platform, and those with top scores have surprises waiting. Thank you for joining us at ENRich 2020. I do hope you will have an insightful experience as we accelerate towards the net zero future.
ENRich actually started originally as a knowledge-sharing platform for KPMG's energy sector.
Hello everyone. I'm pleased to welcome you to ENRich 2020, the 11th edition of our annual Energy and Resources Conclave. Keeping up with the new normal, ENRich is being held virtually this year. The theme for this year is the net zero future. Net zero is a challenging but important goal for countries and for organizations. Over the next 2 days, we plan to cover issues of global relevance around this theme and on the environmental implications of the resources economy. Our high-powered panels and roundtables will feature a host of eminent international speakers from businesses, governments, civil society, and experts from the KPMG member firms across the world. Modern-day technology has been at the core of ENRich. In the digital lounge, you will experience the state-of-the-art technology solutions most relevant for the sector. In addition, there is an engagement zone that features net zero future games, quizzes, and offers an opportunity to network with your peers. We have a leaderboard to help you track your score on engagement across the platform, and those with top scores have surprises waiting. Thank you for joining us at ENRich 2020. I do hope you will have an insightful experience as we accelerate towards the net zero future.
ENRich actually started originally as a knowledge sharing platform for KPMG's energy sector.
Hello everyone. I'm pleased to welcome you to ENRich 2020, the 11th edition of our annual Energy and Resources Conclave. Keeping up with the new normal, ENRich is being held virtually this year. The theme for this year is the net zero future. Net zero is a challenging but important goal for countries and for organizations. Over the next 2 days, we plan to cover issues of global relevance around this theme and on the environmental implications of the resources economy. Our high-powered panels and roundtables will feature a host of eminent international speakers from businesses, governments, civil society, and experts from the KPMG member firms across the world. Modern-day technology has been at the core of ENRich. In the digital lounge, you will experience the state-of-the-art technology solutions most relevant for the sector. In addition, there is an engagement zone that features net zero future games, quizzes, and offers an opportunity to network with your peers. We have a leaderboard to help you track your score on engagement across the platform, and those with top scores have surprises waiting. Thank you for joining us at ENRich 2020. I do hope you will have an insightful experience as we accelerate towards the net zero future.
ENRich actually started originally as a knowledge sharing platform for KPMG's energy sector.
Hello everyone. I'm pleased to welcome you to ENRich 2020, the 11th edition of our annual Energy and Resources Conclave. Keeping up with the new normal, ENRich is being held virtually this year. The theme for this year is the net zero future. Net zero is a challenging but important goal for countries and for organizations. Over the next 2 days, we plan to cover issues of global relevance around this theme and on the environmental implications of the resources economy. Our high-powered panels and roundtables will feature a host of eminent international speakers from businesses, governments, civil society, and experts from the KPMG member firms across the world. Modern-day technology has been at the core of ENRich. In the digital lounge, you will experience the state-of-the-art technology solutions most relevant for the sector. In addition, there is an engagement zone that features net zero future games, quizzes, and offers an opportunity to network with your peers. We have a leaderboard to help you track your score on engagement across the platform, and those with top scores have surprises waiting. Thank you for joining us at ENRich 2020. I do hope you will have an insightful experience as we accelerate towards the net zero future.
ENRich actually started originally as a knowledge sharing platform for KPMG's energy sector.
Hello everyone. I'm pleased to welcome you to ENRich 2020, the 11th edition of our annual Energy and Resources Conclave. Keeping up with the new normal, ENRich is being held virtually this year. The theme for this year is the net zero future. Net zero is a challenging but important goal for countries and for organizations. Over the next 2 days, we plan to cover issues of global relevance around this theme and on the environmental implications of the resources economy. Our high-powered panels and roundtables will feature a host of eminent international speakers from businesses, governments, civil society, and experts from the KPMG member firms across the world. Modern-day technology has been at the core of ENRich. In the digital lounge, you will experience the state-of-the-art technology solutions most relevant for the sector. In addition, there is an engagement zone that features net zero future games, quizzes, and offers an opportunity to network with your peers. We have a leaderboard to help you track your score on engagement across the platform, and those with top scores have surprises waiting. Thank you for joining us at ENRich 2020. I do hope you will have an insightful experience as we accelerate towards the net zero future.
ENRich actually started originally as a knowledge sharing platform for KPMG's energy sector.
Hello everyone. I'm pleased to welcome you to ENRich 2020, the 11th edition of our annual Energy and Resources Conclave. Keeping up with the new normal, ENRich is being held virtually this year. The theme for this year is the net zero future. Net zero is a challenging but important goal for countries and for organizations. Over the next 2 days, we plan to cover issues of global relevance around this theme and on the environmental implications of the resources economy. Our high-powered panels and roundtables will feature a host of eminent international speakers from businesses, governments, civil society, and experts from the KPMG member firms across the world. Modern-day technology has been at the core of ENRich. In the digital lounge, you will experience the state-of-the-art technology solutions most relevant for the sector. In addition, there is an engagement zone that features net zero future games, quizzes, and offers an opportunity to network with your peers. We have a leaderboard to help you track your score on engagement across the platform, and those with top scores have surprises waiting. Thank you for joining us at ENRich 2020. I do hope you will have an insightful experience as we accelerate towards the net zero future.
ENRich actually started originally as a knowledge sharing platform for KPMG's energy sector.
Hello everyone. I'm pleased to welcome you to ENRich 2020, the 11th edition of our annual Energy and Resources Conclave. Keeping up with the new normal, ENRich is being held virtually this year. The theme for this year is the net zero future. Net zero is a challenging but important goal for countries and for organizations. Over the next 2 days, we plan to cover issues of global relevance around this theme and on the environmental implications of the resources economy. Our high-powered panels and roundtables will feature a host of eminent international speakers from businesses, governments, civil society, and experts from the KPMG member firms across the world. Modern-day technology has been at the core of ENRich. In the digital lounge, you will experience the state-of-the-art technology solutions most relevant for the sector. In addition, there is an engagement zone that features net zero future games, quizzes, and offers an opportunity to network with your peers. We have a leaderboard to help you track your score on engagement across the platform, and those with top scores have surprises waiting. Thank you for joining us at ENRich 2020. I do hope you will have an insightful experience as we accelerate towards the net zero future.
Hello and a very good morning to you all in the India region, and a good evening to those joining from outside. On behalf of KPMG, let me extend you a warm welcome and thank you for joining in. My name is Puneet Narang. I'm a partner with the India firm and focus on major projects and urban transformation. I am joined with my colleague Anvesha as we start the proceedings for the day.
Hi everyone, I'm Anvesha Thakkar. I'm an executive director with the Power and Utilities practice of KPMG in India, and I focus on the alternative energy space. I'm also the global co-lead for climate change and decarbonization pillar of KPMG Impact. COVID has driven home a realization that for each one of us, that global catastrophes can be a reality. This leads us to the biggest existential challenge that we face today as a world, which is climate change. It is increasingly becoming evident that if we do not do anything, this would be our undoing. Each country, each industry, and in fact, everyone has to come together to make this happen. We have to set our climate goals and steer course towards these goals. The pathways for transition to net zero have to be defined. This will include infrastructure, technologies, capital, and indeed people who all have to come together to act.
And with full KPMG Josh, we have recently announced our intention to become a net zero carbon organization globally by 2030 as part of our own continued focus on delivering growth in a sustainable way.
In fact, Puneet, to work with our clients on climate change issues and also to help them with sustainable development agenda, we have come together under the umbrella KPMG Impact globally to provide leading industry practices and help our clients with the best solutions that are possible.
In that context, ENRich 2020, which focuses on net zero imperatives for the ENR sector, is extremely pertinent, and we hope that you gain from learnings and experiences from across the globe. Now, let's hear from our chairman and CEO, Arun Kumar, on his perspectives on net zero.
My distinguished guests, colleagues from industry, and friends of KPMG from around the world. On behalf of the partners and my colleagues of KPMG India, I'm delighted to welcome you to the 11th edition of ENRich, KPMG India's annual energy conclave. This year, we come to you virtually. And the power of digital has allowed us to partner with a number of member firms in our global network and collaborate with KPMG's Global Energy Institute. The term ENRich, as you will know, is a takeoff from energy and natural resources, ENR, and the annual conference has evolved to be a source of rich knowledge and conversation on the topic. This year, we plan to delve into issues of global relevance specifically the decarbonization agenda, through our theme of the net zero future. I look forward to your participation through these next 2 days as we attempt to bring to you a carefully curated series of panels and roundtables. Please also visit our virtual digital lounge, where you can experience select solutions from the KPMG portfolio and our ecosystem partners. Today's environment and climate issues are perhaps among the most significant challenges that humankind faces. Between the years 1920 and 2020, the world population quadrupled. Economic growth has grown faster. This combination of population growth and exponential prosperity has exerted significant pressure on natural resources and our environment. The advent of new technology, including industrial gases and non-biodegradable plastics, has complicated the challenge by adding anthropogenic waste on land, sea, and in the air. This has been accompanied by loss of species and the destruction of ecosystems. While this presents a grim context, a positive picture can be seen emerging in recent years. With a massive ramp up in renewable generation and rapid advances in energy efficiency over the past decade, the share of renewables in the global energy basket has doubled in the past 5 years. Over that time, the energy intensity of global GDP has also dropped significantly. This drop comes on the back of a large capital expenditure, intense research, operational changes, and above all, redefined habits and behaviors. Also, as the experiences of these COVID-impacted months have shown us, investments in cleaner technologies have continued unabated, and the move towards a cleaner world is here to stay. The changes, however, need to be much more rapid, fundamental, and above all, sustainable. They have to involve a broad range of solutions that would require a rapid scale-up of renewable energy and energy efficiency mechanisms, and also introduce new levers at scale, such as carbon capture and storage, or carbon capture, utilization, and storage, known as CC. As the world dials down on high carbon content fuels. The actions that we take better and in a timeline that the global environment can support. Indeed, several major nations have set those outer limits of time for themselves. For example, Uruguay plans to go net zero on carbon emissions by 2030, Finland by 2035, Sweden by 2045, Canada, the UK, the EU, and Japan by 2050, China by 2060. More could follow as public opinion across the world comes to recognize the need to reverse course before it is too late. In this 2020, we'll also explore nuances around public policy in the context of the need for rapid decarbonization, actions that key stakeholders need to undertake, technological interventions, ESG investing, sectoral convergence, the role of energy and climate diplomacy, user behavioral changes, and related issues. While these are of global relevance, the deep cultural and economic contexts may require differentiated approaches across regions. There will also be significant learnings across countries and geographies. We look forward to having you participate in these topical deliberations and move forward on a continued journey as the world deals with a future that comes with its challenges and, with the right actions, rewards. Thank you.
Great points from our chairman, and wonderful to hear his worldview on the imperatives of climate change.
Puneet, as Arun rightly said, the actions that we take in this decade will be vital. For nations, that goal must be net zero or better. And it has to be in a timeline that the global environment can support. All stakeholders must act together as we move forward towards rapid decarbonization.
We would now like to call upon Anish Day, head of our energy and natural resources and our host for ENRich 2020, to talk about how the world of energy changed and continues to do so.
Good morning, good evening, depending on where you're seeing this from. ENRich 2020 is a global edition of our annual event, and indeed, we have changed with times, and in this new normal, it's my pleasure to welcome you again. What happens when megatrends converge? Change happens. And in our case, what are the megatrends that we are talking about? We can consider these in three broad buckets. The first is around clean energy, comprising renewables, energy efficiency, and associated technologies. The second bucket is around clean mobility, on which the world is seeing massive movements. And the third bucket is around the rapid propagation of digital technologies. These three, coupled with others like urbanization, changing consumer preferences, and general consciousness, is causing the landscape of energy organizations to transform. Or that was at least the story till 2019. And then 2020 has been a year of landmark changes, none more important than COVID-19. COVID-19 has been casting its shadows through this year on everything the world has been seeing. We went from handshakes to elbow bumps to the namaste, maintaining or trying to maintain social distance. The global economy also tanked. As per the World Bank, it will shrink by 5.2% in 2020. Truth be told, who knows? The pandemic is affecting more and more people, and we really do not know when the vaccine will come and when we will be in control back again. And the pandemic is also casting its spell on politics. We should be having a new installation in the White House from the president we had in the previous year to the one who's just been elected. It will also mean new dynamics for the environment because they have diametrically different positions on the environmental front. Speaking of environment, global emissions contracted for the first time in recent history and is set to fall a full 8% in 2020. Not a very good way to cut global emissions, but it perhaps does point to the fact that things are possible. Technology is the other big change which happened in our lives. It went from being very valuable to invaluable. It's literally the golden goose that lays the eggs. Are these entirely new or surprising? Perhaps no. But COVID has taught us that rapid change, with both positive and negative effects is possible. It's happened to us as an organization. Adoption of Skype was a 7-year unfinished project in KPMG. With Teams and other new platforms, we were up across the globe in about 2 weeks. Coming to environment and renewables, people speculated whether the interest in renewables would sustain. Actually, it strengthened across the world. In fact, we saw the opposite to the extent that green hydrogen, a technology which was supposed to be beyond the 2050 horizon, suddenly fast forwarded. Case in point, the collaboration between BP and Ørsted for the 50 megawatt electrolyzer at BP's Lyngdon refinery that will be powered by offshore wind farm of Ørsted. More evidence. Japan has started procuring hydrogen, green hydrogen, blue hydrogen in the form of ammonia from Saudi Arabia, Australia, and this is supposed to be the next wave. It just all got advanced. And finally, the oil prices. They crashed and eventually went negative momentarily, but came back smartly and has been steady. This points to coexistence, transition, but eventual decarbonization. Through these COVID-affected months, the environment and climate actions became really mainstream. So amidst this doom and gloom, new pathways have really emerged. I'll talk a few of those changes, what we have seen in 2019. You see that blue compound on your screens? That's Prussian blue. It's an inexpensive compound, it's a chemical, but it is crucial for India and other countries which are scarce on lithium deposits as they search for alternate storage technologies. Sodium ion, which is the new age storage technology we're talking about, uses Prussian blue. And it's not just about storage or battery storage. We are seeing simultaneously great movement happening on carbon capture, use and storage, CCS and CCUS, including on direct air capture, on which there's been a lot of buzz. In fact, more than buzz, it's been attracting money and installations are being built. So when you put them together, they can meet a lot for decarbonization and the transition to net zero for economies and for companies. On the other hand, we have also seen falling cost curves. Wind and solar, and especially offshore wind in recent times, has fallen. They have already talking about what is happening with Ørsted's plant and how that is getting coupled with hydrogen. Now, when we talk about hydrogen, it's not just for about refineries. Hydrogen is coming to transport. So we are seeing new and new applications happening as we speak. Innovation is happening. But all this comes good when real money chases this. And we are seeing real money coming in the form of ESG investing, about which we are going to talk about extensively today. It's all coming together rapidly. But it has to be all pulled together now at a scale which sustains the requirements of the world and makes it efficient. Technology will be at the center of that enablement. And this is where it gets really interesting. Technology is witnessing rapid developments. At KPMG, we have our technology radar, which tracks technology movements across all the spaces, including the energy and resources space. What we do is classify technologies into buckets of 5 years and see the prospectivity, and we track it over the years. What we are seeing is more and more crowding of new age technologies coming in. So what was over the horizon is suddenly coming inside. And I think that is really, really interesting. There's a whole bunch of things you see on the screen which are rapidly moving, be it artificial intelligence and robotics, which have become mainstream, to the point of human augmentation, which is seen as a future technology but is almost becoming a real possibility. What we do is poll businesses and marry the technology trends with the CEO's perspective. And we carry out this survey called the KPMG Harvey Nash survey every year. What we see is quite interesting. In 2019, when we spoke to the CEOs through the Harvey Nash survey, they did see technology coming in a big way, along with cyber. In fact, it had become up top of the agenda. It had come at the top of the pile, along with environment, mind you. Those are the two messages which were coming out. Those are also the messages which are coming out of KPMG's recent year survey, 2020 survey, in the post-COVID world. In multiple, both the Harvey Nash survey and also the Evershed Sutherland survey report which we have conducted. And it's throwing up some points which are very, very clear. On the Evershed side, it mentions that environment risk is equated to carbon risk or climate risks. Environmental risks can be equated to financial risks. They are not separate. The second point which comes out is that global supply chains which are getting impacted in the recent times will have to rapidly decarbonize. Cost, technology and skill challenges are the biggest difficulties involved in decarbonization. Some of these are coming out clearly as these messages. Our 2019 survey also pointed out that 80% of the CEOs are saying that they are leading the change on technology and on environment from the front. Most of them see this as good business. 92% of the CEOs expect a significant return on investment within 3 years. And 66% of the CEOs expect artificial intelligence and robotics to create more jobs than it eliminates. Will it happen? We need to see. But what the 2020 survey, the most recent survey on Harvey Nash survey also reveals, is that more and more budgets are coming to technology, and it's also causing its own implementation headaches. More importantly, different organizations are reacting differently, and we are almost seeing a new digital divide coming between the organizations. Along with that, because of the new ways of working and the work from home, we are seeing cybercrime becoming much more rampant as a result of this new deal for the employees which has come up. It also has implications on inclusion, and we are seeing that there are disadvantages being created on the front of inclusion, something which we have discussed at ENRich 2020, and we will be discussing it more. As we go forward, technology leaders are becoming at the center of decision making. So there are big changes, but I would say that they are not fundamentals. The fundamentals, and also not just me, the survey also says that these are not fundamentals. The fundamentals remain unchanged. It's just that we are seeing unprecedented acceleration. But this is not about technology alone. We humans have to work with each other and with technology, as we will see in this, where it says that humans are hooked, machines are learning. And this is the eventuality we need to avoid. It's no longer a joke. We have a real risk here. Artificial intelligence, machine learning, extreme automation, and a host of other technologies are making rapid progress. As long as we know how to harness them and be in control, it will be fine. But we can quickly lose control. And it must change. What we are headed towards must change. For the challenges to humanity are very, very real when it comes to the environment and climate problems that we need to solve. I'm going to present you some data points as I close off. Over the past 100 years, global population has grown 4x to 7.8 billion, causing unprecedented demand on resources. But it's not just about the global population. The global economy has also grown 20x. So you can imagine a growing population consuming a lot more has caused so much of stress on the environment. Our ocean bottoms hold 14 million tons of plastic waste of less than 5 millimeter. Microplastics are on the top of Mount Everest. We have also had tremendous amount of forest degradation. Between 2002 and 2019, more than 60 million hectares of humid primary forest has been lost. The world has lost 95% of its tiger population within a century, and many of the tiger subspecies have been extinct now. In fact, 1 million animal and plant species are threatened with extinction. So as we discussed earlier, we have seen tremendous amount of gains, even on the technology side, on the environmental side, in recent times. They're good, but they're not good enough. So it will be a challenging journey. It's not easy as we try to go towards net zero. It will test all our faculties. The dimensions are many and complex. It is very political, and those politics will mutate. But the possibilities and the prize is immense. At ENRich 2020, we will debate, we will discern, and we'll seek to find the new pathways for the net zero economy.
Thank you, Anish, for an impactful start to ENRich 2020. Indeed, it will not be an easy journey. The dimensions will be many and complex, but the possibilities are immense. Now, we welcome the Honorable Minister, Shri Dharmendra Pradhan, Minister of Petroleum and Natural Gas and Steel, for the ministerial address. Shri Pradhan has brought about a transformative change in the Indian energy landscape in extending modern energy access to every corner of the country, liberalizing investment regimes and promoting modernization of the sector.
The Honorable Minister has always been a huge inspiration for us, and his thoughts have helped shape the dialogues at ENRich over years. He has always encouraged the ENRich community to come back with challenges and ideas that can help the government refine the energy and resources dialogue.
We have also found him to be keenly engaged in the solutions at the Digital Lounge, and he's very supportive of the startup community, whom we have been featuring in ENRich in the past 3 editions. We heartily welcome him to the platform and look forward to his guidance for this 11th edition of ENRich 2020.
Leaders, distinguished delegates and friends, it gives me great pleasure to be joining ENRich 2020, the 11th edition of KPMG's flagship Energy and Natural Resource Conclave. Historically, global economic growth and the need for energy resources have been synchronous. However, with increasing awareness of environmental threats such as global warming and climate change, there is a paradigm shift in the way this relationship is envisioned. The global GDP is projected to double by 2040, but the associated global energy demand is estimated to increase only by 30%. However, the situation of developed and developing countries in the in this regard are not similar. As economic development catches up, energy needs of countries like India will be higher and must be adequate met while being responsive to the environmental and climate concerns. Friends, we are currently using only 6% of the world's primary energy, and the per capita consumption of energy is still one-third of the global average. This, however, is rapidly changing. India's developmental state triggers rapid expansion of energy consumption and a need for robust energy security. The energy landscape in India is evolving like never before. Recently, different global agencies have given their estimation of the energy numbers. As per their estimation, the world total primary energy demand would increase at least 1% per annum till 2040. And this growth would be mainly supported by India and other Asian countries. Let me briefly state our energy requirements in the coming years. India is now the third largest energy consumer after the US and China. Our energy demand increased to 882 million tons of oil equivalent. Accordingly, BP Energy Outlook 2020, India's energy demand would grow at about 3% per annum till 2040. Our estimated per capita energy consumption would be half of the world's average by 2040. Honorable Prime Minister Modi has envisioned a clear roadmap for India's energy justice, which rests on 5 key enablers of energy availability and accessibility to all, energy affordability to the poorest of the poor, energy efficiency, energy sustainability and energy security. While speaking at the 4th India Energy Forum by CERAWeek last month, Honorable Prime Minister highlighted 7 key drivers of India's energy strategy going forward. Apart from achieving the renewable energy target of 450 gigawatts by 2030, India will focus on developing in an integrated manner a gas-based economy. Cleaner use of fossil fuels, greater reliance on domestic fuels to drive biofuels, increasing the contribution of the electricity, moving into emerging fuels like hydrogen and promoting digital innovation across all energy systems. We in India are in the midst of a major transformative shift in our energy sector to end energy poverty in India. While doing so, our twin objectives are to enhance availability and affordability of clean fossil fuels and green fuels and to reduce the carbon footprint through a healthy mix of all commercially viable energy sources. Our government is also committed to reducing the emissions intensity of its GDP by 33 to 35% from 2005 levels. We are consistently taking energy policy initiatives. We are developing next generation infrastructure based on 5 guiding key enablers of energy availability and accessibility to all, energy affordability to the poorest of the poor, efficiency in energy use, energy sustainability to the combat climate change as a responsible global citizen, and security for mitigating global uncertainties. Our energy agenda is inclusive, market-based and climate sensitive. We have adopted multiple pathways for energy transition. Friends, let me highlight several strategies of our sustainable energy growth in India. India has one of the fastest renewable energy growth among the large economies. Share of renewable in electricity capacity has significantly gone up to 20% from around 10% in 14-15. We are on the track of achieve our global of 175 gigawatt of renewable energy capacity by 2022 and have scaled up target of 450 gigawatt of renewable energy capacity by 2030. The solar installed capacity in India has increased by more than 13 times from the 2.63 gigawatt in March 2014 to 34.81 gigawatt in April 2020. Under PM Kusum scheme, we are working for replacing the 20 lakhs diesel pumps with standalone solar pumps, solarization of 15 lakhs grid connected pumps and installation of 10 gigawatt decentralized solar power plants in the uncultivable lands of farmers. Friends, several studies have indicated that despite our various initiatives including transition to renewable and other alternative energies, India's oil demand would double and gas demand would triple by 2040. To ensure energy security for our economic growth, we are expanding our refining capacity from current to 50 million metric ton per annum to 450 MMTPA. This will help India maintain its self-sufficiency in supply of petroleum products. Amidst the COVID-19 lockdowns, we have successfully transitioned to BS6 emission norms since April 2020. All marketing companies have started retailing BS6 compliant fuels. This initiative is part of our efforts in curbing emissions in the road transport sector, which in turn will lead to the better air quality for citizens across the country. We are talking all efforts to shift towards a gas-based economy, which is a vital low-carbon pathway enabling the energy transition. We have already laid over 16,800 km long gas pipelines network, while an additional 14,700 km gas pipeline are under different stages of construction. I am happy to share that an estimated investment of $66 billion is lined up in the developing gas infrastructure, which includes pipelines, city gas distributions and LNG regasification terminals. Recently, we have laid the foundation stone of the first 50 LNG fueling stations across the Golden Quadrilateral and major national highways. Our goal is to set up 1,000 LNG stations within 3 years, which is likely to add about 20 to 25 MMCMD of new gas demand by 2035. Friends, we have launched the National Biofuel Policy in 2018 to promote biofuels in mass scale with a target of 20% ethanol blending in petrol, 5% of biodiesel by 2030. Biofuel is not just science but also a mantra that will provide new energy to not only India but also the entire world. It has the power to create a balance between our environment and economic development. I am happy to share that the ethanol blending percentage has risen from 0.67% in 12-13 to 6% now. We are setting up 12 2G ethanol biorefineries in 11 states with an overall capacity of 1100 kiloliters per day. We are advancing our collaboration with countries such as Brazil and US to improve blending technologies in transport sector. We are also working towards conversion of used cooking oil to biodiesel in select cities. India joined the elite group of nations in August 2018 by successfully operating a flight running on biofuels. We are keen to expand the use of biofuels in the aviation sector to meet the new ICAO standards. We have a well-developed roadmap for SATAT, the sustainable alternative towards affordable transportation, an important initiative of our government which target to set up 5,000 compressed biogas plants with a target of 15 MMT per year with an investment potential of $20 billion. Indian oil marketing companies are offering to private entrepreneurs assured price and offtake guarantee. The SATAT initiative is in line with the goals of Atmanirbhar Bharat, Swachh Bharat mission and boosting MSME sector. Reserve Bank of India has included CBG projects under priority sector that will help in getting loan for setting up CBG plants. I am glad to inform that a total 1500 CBG plants are in the various stages of execution. There is an increased push to adopt hydrogen fuel mix. Last month, we launched the hydrogen ENRich compressed natural gas HCNG plant and dispensing stations in Delhi and also roll out the first set of buses with HCNG. Friends, we have significantly improved the ease of living of the common people by enhancing access to a clean cooking fuel, which we have called the Blue Flame Revolution by providing 80 million LPG connections to poor households covering 98% population in the country. Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi envisioned LPG as a catalyst of social change and an instrument of ending energy poverty. We continue to transform the sector through a proactive and far-reaching reforms in exploration and production, refinery, marketing, natural gas and global cooperation. The following are some salient points of policy reforms. Successfully roll out the HELP regime and the open acreage policy has enhanced acreage exploration from 80,000 square kilometer to 2,37,000 square kilometer with the latest award of 11 blocks under OLAP round 5th. Policy for standardized e-bidding mechanism for transparent gas marketing. Policy liberalization for marketing and distribution of LNG. Establishment of Indian Gas Exchange for free gas market. Ongoing efforts for rationalization of pipeline tariffs for affordable access to the natural gas. We have recently liberalized the entry norms for fuel retailing, which has paved the way for entry of new players in the fuel retailing space. The new policy has also encouraged setting up a new generation alternative fuels such as CNG, LNG, electric chargers and biofuel, manifesting our commitment to energy transition. Consequently, India is an attractive investment destination for the energy sector as several policy reforms has enhanced ease of doing business. A testament of the same is the projected investment of $143 billion in the Indian oil and gas sector. We are keen to partner with global companies and investors for the further strengthening of the energy infrastructure in the country. A recent example of global investment in the oil and gas sector is the investments by Saudi Aramco and ADNOC in the Marquis state of the art of 60 million metric ton per annum integrated refinery petrochemical project in Maharashtra. We recognize the ongoing digital is a key enabler for the oil and gas industry, and it is utmost important to accelerate the digital transformation in E&P sector. India also recognizes the importance of global collaboration in the energy sector. India and Russia are targeting tripling bilateral trade to $30 billion in the next 4 years in areas such as LNG, shipping and so forth. Similarly, under the ambitious strategic energy partnership, India and US energy trade is growing exponentially since the past 4 years. Under the neighborhood fast policy, we are developing energy corridors with neighboring countries for mutual benefits. Friends, climate change and the energy sector are closely intertwined, and navigating energy transition while meeting emissions goals is a challenging task. The new paradigm in the energy present challenge and opportunities for the greater inclusion, employment, economic efficiency, technology infusion and investments. I am confident that we can drive sustainability in the Indian energy sector and people towards a net zero future. Friends, I look forward to the ENRich 2024 forum to analyze the decarbonization agenda. Over the years, ENRich has emerged as a major industry forum for the key issues that must be debated and addressed. I am pleased to note that the roundtables and the plenary session will deal with various aspects of the decarbonization, including technology, investment, key imperatives for the industry players, role of energy and climate diplomacy, policy frameworks and other related issues. I am also happy to witness the innovative solutions in virtual digital launch, as digital is an important driver of success. I am confident that we can take necessary initiative towards shaping an energy landscape which can function in harmony with the environment, thereby creating sustainable prosperity for the citizens of India and the world. I wish ENRich 2020 all success and look forward to actionable insights and outcomes from all the deliberation. Thank you. Namaste. It gives me great pleasure to inaugurate the digital launch of ENRich 2020. I have been a keen attendee of the ENRich digital launch ever since its inception in 2018 and have enjoyed the innovation in the energy sector that has been showcased. I am pleased to note that this year, despite all the challenges, the digital lounge has been continued to as an integral part of the virtual versions of the ENRich. It is heartening to see the good representation of the startups among with the KPMG solutions and its alliance partners. I understand that many new solutions are being showcased this time as well. I am happy to witness the innovative solutions that have been brought together at the virtual digital lounge. I wish the attendees an enjoyable and enriching time. Thank you, friends.
At KPMG, we started the concept of a digital lounge in 2018. Interestingly, in this post-pandemic world, I think it's become the new normal. This year, at ENRich 2020, we bring you a virtual avatar of the digital lounge, but we've made sure that the solution and the experiences remain as immersive. And it highlights the theme of the net zero future. Like last time, we again have 3 dedicated zones: the KPMG zone, a partner zone, and a startup zone. So please make sure that you make the best of this.
I also urge the audience to go through our thought leadership on decarbonizing growth, which talks about the need to create a roadmap for net zero, considering technologies that may compete, but also can complement. We have to do careful planning, which can achieve the complementarity of the ecosystem. Governments, businesses, and society have to work together to accelerate the change. In this renaissance, policy, technology, and behavioral change are the 3 aspects that are expected to play a key role. Do read our thought leadership paper. Thank you.
Hello everyone. I'm pleased to welcome you to ENRich 2020, the 11th edition of our annual Energy and Resources Conclave. Keeping up with the new normal, ENRich is being held virtually this year. The theme for this year is the net zero future. Net zero is a challenging but important goal for countries and for organizations. Over the next 2 days, we plan to cover issues of global relevance around this theme and on the environmental implications of the resources economy. Our high-powered panels and roundtables will feature a host of eminent international speakers from businesses, governments, civil society, and experts from the KPMG member firms across the world. Modern-day technology has been at the core of ENRich. In the digital lounge, you will experience the state-of-the-art technology solutions most relevant for the sector. In addition, there is an engagement zone that features net zero future games, quizzes, and offers an opportunity to network with your peers. We have a leaderboard to help you track your score on engagement across the platform, and those with top scores have surprises waiting. Thank you for joining us at ENRich 2020. I do hope you will have an insightful experience as we accelerate towards the net zero future.
ENRich actually started originally as a knowledge sharing platform for KPMG's energy sector.